Hello, my name is Sean Edwards, and this is my week 2 app for the user to create playlist. Um, let's go ahead and get started and register a new user. So let's say we're going to give it the email of test2, and we're going to give it a username of test2, number 1, number 1. Okay, now that we have created our user, we can now see we got the verification message that the user was created. So let's go to SQL Pro and look at our database, and here we can see that the new user is added here as test2. Okay, now if we go to song list, here we have a list of songs that I already added, went ahead and added. I should also mention that the login isn't really connected the to the post. So the login is just there just because I wanted to show that I could implement it and get it working. FOS user bundle. So that's just it's just there. It's not connected to anything. I just wanted to show that it was implemented. But let's go ahead. See if we log out, it just takes us back to the home page and we can still see the list even though the user is not logged in. But let's go ahead and take a look at this CRUD application. Uh, as you can see here in the song list, we have a bunch of different songs from different artists and stuff. And let's say we want to update one of these users, we can either click edit, or if you want to take a more closer look at it, we can click show, which will break down the post into kind of like a hovered list so we can look at it. Now let's say we want to edit this, we can go ahead and click edit. And let's say we don't want this Michael Jackson song anymore. We can edit it and say, you know what, I want smooth criminal instead. I can go ahead and update it and hit edit. And once we hit back to the list, you can now see that the list has been updated. And let's go to post, and as you can see here, also in the database, it has been updated. Now let's say I decide I don't even want this song anymore. I don't want this anymore. I could just go ahead and hit delete, and it will delete it directly from the playlist and also from the database. So you can now see it's now gone, and it's just showing what I have here. Let's go ahead and add a new entry also. So let's see. Think of a new song. I don't know. Say sorry by Justin Bieber. We hit create, and that's now on the list. It's now added as the last item on the list. So now we have created an item, we have edited an item, we have updated an item, and we have deleted an item. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the code for that we used using Symphony 2. Okay. Close this out. Okay, Symphony 2 uses basically an MVC structure. It's pretty basic. You know, it still has the models, the views, and models of views and controllers and such. It's just set up in a different way. Um, Using Symfony 2, you don't really have to build it out by hand. Uh, it comes with a bunch of preset uh, values and attributes and stuff and variable. It pretty much just comes pre-built. You can use terminal to generate new a CRUD application. Once you give it all the parameters and all of that and everything that you want to use, it will go ahead and generate it for you once you link it to your database and you configure it right. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more intricate stuff so that you can just get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, since Symfony 2 uses an MVC structure, there is a basic template page, which is this page right here, where I linked my Bootstrap and basically created the whole template, the footer, and all that stuff for the site, so that we can basically so that the layout of the page is, if I want to update it, I only have to change one file and it changes dynamically across the whole site. Um, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other files. Like we have this is the file for the edit page. When I want to update a song, I don't have to use the layout for the page is already designed. I couldn't. I think one of the hardest things that I had to do and that I couldn't actually complete with the views was styling the forms. I couldn't figure out exactly where this form was to edit it, or even if I wanted to create a new entry, I didn't know where the view for this file was, so I couldn't update it. Um, when we look here at the form section, you'll see it says it just shows the form widget for it. It just says form widget and it's generated somewhere else, but I couldn't figure out where it was, so that's why it's not styled. But as far as everything else, it was pretty straightforward. Let's see what else. While we're setting up the files, we have to do all of our configurations. Like we have to set up our security. This is for FOS user bundle. This is for the login. It's basically just setting up the security and the firewall and all of that kind of stuff, and the pattern, like the pattern of where everything should be and stuff like that, and just like security stuff. The parameters, this here is setting up the connection to the database, and basically we're just making the connection and telling the the app, where the database is, what port, and the name and the password for the database. Everything that the app would need to connect to the database to populate the data in the tablets, in the SQL tables, and such. Yes, this is the configuration file. Basically, it's just to configure certain aspects of the file. Like most of this stuff would be generated in once you use terminal to create tasks and stuff. I don't think I had to change anything on here. The only thing I had to add was the entity user, which I had to create in order for the user form to work, the user registration form to work. And yeah, I don't think I touched any of this other stuff in here. Yeah, I didn't touch anything in here. Let me show you. In the app kernel, we have to, and we had, I had to go ahead and add the kernels or the user bundle for the CRUD and for the user login so that the computer knows that so that